Yep.
There, we're live.
I feel like we're playing Age of Empires. I just advanced to the next age.
All right, shut the fuck up. All right, we are. This is Masculine Geek number 70, the canceled Dungeons and Dragons game. One of the other bastards had to reschedule, which we will, although we have a full dance card for June, so we'll see what we have. Anyway, so you get us. We're live, and we're talking about women. We're talking about beards. And we're talking about
long, luxurious hair.
Long, luxurious hair.
Luxurious, silky.
And there was even a hint of testicles.
There was some testicle talk. There's some testy talk as well. Yeah. Testy talk.
Testy talk with Aaron, TJ, and Rob.
And right out of the gate, Bacon drops $5.
Hey, Bacon's here.
Thank
Is there
you,
something
Bacon.
special about $5.56?
I don't know.
It's the caliber of a NATO round, TJ.
Really, TJ? You didn't get that?
Jesus.
I'm not thinking about that. No.
Speaking of testes dropping, Christ, TJ.
Well, if they drop 3 inches, then they'll be to your height.
Oh. Damn. Oh. That was good.
Quick comeback.
Have you not figured it out now? My wit is just perfectly honed. Right?
I'm surprised. The thing I'm most surprised about your wit, and I'm being honest, TJ, all joking said, you know what I'm amazed about with your wit, especially for your age?
That he has any?
Thank you, Rob. That was it. That it exists. I didn't know it exists. I was like, to tell me. It's like telling a joke.
Well,
that's why it's funny.
That
TJ's got wit. Oh, I see. He says so.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Well, the sad thing is
I'm a funny fucker. Just ask me.
Well, the sad thing is he's not wrong. A lot of young men don't really like they can give a joke, but they can't take one and then push back, right? They can dish it, but they can't take it or put it back to there's no bantering, right?
Now I am being serious. TJ, you are 100% correct though when you said there is no banter or sparring. I know there's this idealism that it would be like Casablanca, which was all scripted. I mean, no humans in the history of humans ever had that level of wit and sparring and delivery and return
until now.
Until now. Exactly. Until now. But no, even aside from it being scripted in a movie, TJ is absolutely right. There is no give and take. There is no push and pull. There is no throw a little bit of curve on the ball between the men or the women. I mean, it is
the fucking
it's
women
tragic.
don't even know. Jesus,
well,
they can't even banter.
Here's the
we were just talking about that with Tinder, we'll get into details. But go ahead, TJ.
Well, I'm just saying, the romantic banter, that's dead. But the older generation got it. Because I remember watching an older couple that I knew that were Greatest Generation, and the banter between those two was freaking hilarious. I should have recorded it because it was like something out of a movie where they would say things that I was like, "What movie is that from?" It wasn't from a movie. That's how we talk to each other,
Yeah, right.
So it's almost like a dance or a game of tennis where they're constantly just throwing stuff at each other. They grab it and then just toss it back.
Well, pre-internet, I mean, and I don't even think you say pre-internet, but pre-mass media. Wasn't that a way to display intelligence and wit? Like
it was almost like storytelling. Yeah. It really was.
The more that's all you had. You could have. It was like, oh fuck, he's on top of his game here.
Yeah, like if I wanted to see if Rob was a clever fellow, I'd say something a little bit masked. No, I'm being serious. Like I'd say something very masked and see if he caught it, and then he would return in favor some equally clever and condescending or mocking. You're like.
Like we do behind the scenes in direct message and Telegram and whatnot. Exactly.
Pretty
it's like lobbing that ball back over the
Aaron talking about I'm 5'9", and everyone's going, yeah, Rob's actually pretty short. I'm like, he ain't that tall.
But may I ask a foolish question? in the olden days, were not women then like his girl Friday? They take it and throw it back at you, and you'd be like,
yeah.
Okay,
That's my bitch. That's my complaint tonight. Is
we were just
fucking women
Robin and I
don't
were
know
just
how to
talking about
banter
that
anymore. Jesus Christ!
No.
I mean, I remember this Greatest Generation like family friend that I knew, and the stuff that would come out of her mouth.
So Red Crusader is a 5-year-old schoolgirl right now.
All right.
I need my gym to
own it. Own it.
That's right.
Just
You
own
got
it,
your
Red.
hair. You got your hair in the
You're a
pigtails.
5-year-old schoolgirl.
That's right.
He's twirling his hair like.
He's doing the little dance.
The gym's opening. Well, so yeah, it's the stuff that they would say is just hilarious. Like if you said that as a man today, like the stuff she would just say about women in general. And what was funny is that was when I really started to notice this complete generational divide in the rhetoric and tone and the way that women talked between greatest generation women and the baby boomer women. It was completely different. Older ones were like, yeah, you got to like go be aggressive with girls and just don't basically like go get them, like go chase after the girls. The boomer women were more of like, we're strong, independent women and you better respect us. Right. That kind of attitude of,
ain't got no time for humor and banter because we're
serious. We need to take a serious. We need to take you. You need to take us seriously and treat us like men.
Yeah, fuck you and you're serious. You're boring.
Yeah, they're just
that's what we were talking about because I keep going.
It's like
I'll get into the Tinder repartee in a moment.
So all they've read is Harry Potter. That's the only book that they've ever read. And so that's their only basis for making an analogy is something like that, which, by the way, none of the characters in that I just watched the movies. I never read the books. None of those characters are witty or funny.
No, they're not.
They're a bunch of dorks and dweebs and spurgs and retards in a magical world.
Spurgs and retards.
And so, yeah.
We can't claim credit for that though. That was Aaron's complete orchestration.
That was Burl Ives, silver.
It was Burl Ives, silver and gold. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That was not me. That was
but,
Burl Ives.
Well, no, I'm saying the twist, the updated
bigoted,
twist on
hate-filled twist was
yes. Spurgs and yes.
I have a much worse version using a racial epithet.
Does it include the gay hand? Then it would be
no.
Oh my gosh!
I'm making a meme. You don't know your true friends until they pick on you for potentially having cancer. That's what my meme is coming up.
Do your gay hand. Do your gay hand.
I got right now. Hang on, I'll stand up.
Stand up.
Yeah,
this is the Aaron Clary gay hand in action.
Can I explain it first before you just
then explain. Explicate, demonstrate, don't explicate. Come on now.
No. If I'm going to do it, I have the right to explain it.
But explain after.
Okay, I'll do the gay hand. Right, hang on.
No,
that's not the gay hand.
Not the gay hand.
Turn it around. Yes. No. It's like that. You're like.
He was like this.
Yeah, TJ's got
this.
There
it is.
Honest to Christ, you Hanyakers.
Hang on, let me make a banner for that. Hang on, we got to create a banner.
I tried to. They're picking on you because they thought they had cancer. Yes, Dad. Why would they do that? Well, they're my friends.
Yeah,
you sure? No.
Yeah, you sure?
So going back to what we were talking about,
how funny it is I might have had cancer. Yeah, that was a riot, TJ. That was fucking hilarious, man. Those are good times.
I know. Anyways.
What was almost as funny.
Remember that time Clary thought he might die?
That was a riot.
Remember we did for the MRI? It was the Star Trek shit. And he might like heavily 5 months to live. They found a spot on his liver. That was fucking hilarious, man. It was the greatest time ever.
This was your cope for that. Naps?
You assholes were my cope for that.
Yeah.
You guys are my cure, my therapy. Jesus Christ, put a bullet in my head now.
It was busting on us, 4-hour naps, talking to your wife, and drinking rum with a gay hand
on my side because I thought I had a tumor.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Kick the man while he's down.
That's right.
That's what friends are for.
I can't wait till I outlive all you fuckers. I'm gonna pee on all your gravestones.
That's all right. I'll be dead.
Fuck you, TJ. Had extra asparagus to make it extra sulfury.
The problem is, Clary, I come from a family of men who live until something weird kills them. Like they're in their 90s. Like my great grandfather, he was 95 years old, in the hospital with a broken leg, and some crazy person kicked him in the face and killed him.
Ooh,
that's how he died. Yeah, that's how he died.
Oh,
Jesus!
Like he was in perfect health. He just had a broken leg, and then some crazy person was being restrained and kicked him in the face. So
and he died.
Damn! What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, someone should have shot the bastard, but I mean, yeah.
Well, anyway, going back to your original point, it is because TJ is right. Like if you watch Casablanca, I mean, you wish you could be in that kind of environment where everybody's got zingers and the intellect is that fast and that quick. But there is none, even on a non-romantic, non-sexual level. You know, like you're out there and whatever. You're at a bar, you're at some social event, and you'll throw a zinger. Usually, you throw one to a guy like at the coffee store when I'm in Vegas because I'm on Central Time, so I wake up very early. There's the old timers there, and if I make because like I'm on Central Time, so I wake up. You
called me, and you were like still in your fucking pajamas, you asshole.
Well, that was like at night, but it was like 2 a.m. your time. But it was only
to make matters worse. Well, hang on, 11 a.m. What the fuck?
11 p.m. Sorry, 11 p.m.
So it was either Saturday night or Sunday. You called me at 2:30 in the fucking morning. I'm like,
yeah, your time.
I'm not answering. Ignore.
Right. But it was 11. It was 11 p.m. in Vegas.
Yes, I know. Just to tell me that you enjoyed hiking and not having to deal with.
Right. I just want to wake you up was the whole point. But you didn't answer, so I was very upset. Anyway,
like how you tried to wake me up by calling me at 6 a.m.
Right, and you were awake. That pissed me off. You're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, he's awake. Shit. But anyway, so I'll wake up 8:30 Central Time, which is 6:30 Vegas time. But I'll go to the coffee store because I want to get my coffee, and that's where all the old timer retired boomer guys hang out. And you could throw it at them. You could say, "Hey, is this meeting of the minds? Is this where you guys are selling wisdom? And, like everyone get their social security check?" And they'll laugh, and then usually they'll throw it back. You're like, "Well, yeah, thanks for paying for it." You're like, "Hey, yeah, he's got it." But with the gals,
oh fuck,
you can't. You're assaulting them.
That shit just
dies. It's like trying to get Congress to do something.
Yeah, and
it's unbelievable.
They look at you with deer in headlights. And now some of the older gals, you can usually say, "Is this a beauty pageant? Is Miss America happening?" The older gals will get and they'll appreciate it. But anyone about under 50 is like, why are you talking to me? What do you mean?
Especially around the 30, 40 range.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And it's like this, like you've lost life. Like you've lost, like
pulling teeth.
I'm not hitting on you. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Bada ba, bada boo. Look at that funny rat over there. I made a joke about it, and now I'm a rapist. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, no, it's very tragic because, gals is what guys live for. But if you can't even spar and get a little bit of, his girl Friday back at you, it's kind of like, well, I guess I'm stuck talking to you, Han Yonkers, which is fine. We talk to the guys, but it's a tragic loss where not even on a romantic level, you cannot joke with women. Not because it's even insulting. They just don't get it.
Are you guys familiar with the Dashiell Hammett's novels and the whole William Powell, Myrna Loy, Thin Man.
Yeah,
Thin Man, like a spy movie.
I have the radio serial. I have also read. Go ahead.
Well, hang on. Go back and watch the movies now. And what I want you to do is, this is your homework. When you watch these movies, I believe there's 5 or 6. They span between 1936 to 1947. So what I want you to do is listen, and everyone out there in the chat, go watch these. Called The Thin Man. Just go into either Netflix or Amazon. Type in Thin Man, and what's his name? William Powell, and listen and watch his facial expressions and hers, and listen to the banter between them and the witty repartee that he basically spews out. It's amazing, and you can learn a lot from that. There's a lot to learn from that, because I know a lot of guys are looking for mentors because we don't have them. So you look to media. So if you're going to look to media, I would suggest going to the black and white classics. And I think Aaron would also agree.
Oh. Well, let me ask Rob and Vince this, but then I'm going to ask TJ a separate question because of the age difference. I do remember, it wasn't common, but it did happen where you would run into a girl who could hit the ball back at you.
Yep.
It did happen.
Yeah, you're not imagining it.
Yeah,
it did happen.
They all tended to have.
I'll ask you the question later, boy. The men are talking now. You go with your fizzy wickets.
This guy is right, but he's a boy. I got it.
Some nice Dapper Dan man haircut.
I love the incongruence. He's like, the men are talking. He's got Daffy Duck on his fucking shirt.
Meanwhile, TJ's got the Nazi flag or whatever the hell that is. Okay, Goebbels. Who are you playing today, Goebbels or Himmler? Which one is it today, TJ?
And Goebbels only had one testicle, by the way. The other one didn't descend.
I thought it was Hitler only had one testicle.
Goebbels, I believe.
Goebbels? All right. Well, anyway.
The gerbils? What?
How do you guys know that? How do you know that these guys?
Because we're the men and you're the boy. You'll learn this.
Okay, well, what's your question, Aaron?
My point was to you guys, we do remember the occasional time there'd be a sassy in a good way broad who could keep up with you, and it wasn't necessarily sexual, right?
Yeah, you lobbed one at her and she knocked that shit out of the
park. It's like what's his face? Jimmy Stewart and the girl, and It's a Wonderful Life when they're younger and they're talking back and
exact thing.
Yeah,
right.
That's that.
But
he's demonstrating his masculinity. She's demonstrating her femininity, and it's going back and forth. And it's like a metro. It's like a metronome. It's like they're right in sync.
Right, not virtue signaling, but they're
no
signaling their intelligence, the ability to keep up with one another.
Exactly.
Yes. All right, let me ask TJ, because you are younger. Did you ever have that experience? I guess even up to this date, because are you even 30 yet, TJ? Or are you 29? Well, no, I don't know. Are you 29?
He's 33.
Hey, okay. TJ, messaging me on Facebook. Are we Facebook friends?
Here's the thing. Aaron can ask you a question, and you can ignore it, and he'll forget about it.
I can't let it go. I can't. Okay, so I'm in my early 30s.
Okay,
right.
But we still got about 10 years. I think everybody here has 10 years on you, so there was a little bit of a generational
6
difference.
dislikes. Apparently, someone doesn't like.
What the
Aaron.
hell?
Yeah, someone doesn't like Aaron in the chat.
But TJ, do you remember having that occasional really street smart gal that could throw it back at you and keep up with you, or is that not even an experience in your life?
I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but the answer is
you're not.
yes. But there was a common denominator. What do you think that was?
She was a tomboy or a Republican or
no? What's the most important thing for a guy to see in a girl?
Thinness.
They're not
titties.
Physically attractive.
Like
they're not ugly. Like they're not Quasimodo. I'm not saying put like an iron mask on their face, but like they had to. Pretty girls don't have to be funny and they don't have to be witty. All they got to do is just not be even today, they can be an insufferable,
Kuantahaha.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They don't have to do anything because with social media, like it's completely changed how.
Yeah, we've had 10 dislikes. Sorry,
Yeah.
keep going.
This is just a warm up.
And so the thing is like, girls, and I'm not even saying like kind of like what Vince was pointing out. Girls didn't even necessarily have to be witty, but they did have to have a sense of grace. They had to have
a very what I call a very calm grace. But it comes out when she's presented in the presence of a masculine man.
But the problem is that girls today, among the millennial men, and this is where I'm a little bit more sympathetic to, I don't want to call them black pill guys or whatever you want to call them, guys who are just frustrated with the dating market today. Because if you watch any old film, and I'm not saying that those films were a literal depiction of society, but they, in some ways, like when you see day-to-day interactions in some of the films, that's probably what life was like to a certain extent. They look at that and they compare that to what's going on now, and they know that how different things are supposed to be. And that's frustrating. Because if you're trying to find a girl that you're not asking for like perfect, but you're just saying like she's got to be reasonably attractive, but also have not so much a sense of humor in the sense that she can tell a joke, but she understands what funny is, and she has charm. Like you know what I mean? But the problem is a lot of them try to act like men, and what they end up doing is just being really crass.
Well, I think Raul may even have said, I'm not sure, but it's very true. It's like women take what we do and think that we like that. Which is why I don't find women comedians funny.
Right.
And fundamentally, I've said this before. I've said this decades
Fundamentally,
before.
not for nothing.
Fundamentally, not for nothing. Women aren't funny.
Right.
Because they haven't needed to be.
Right.
I'm not saying they can't.
Right. They're just not.
They don't need to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not expecting a girl, like let's say I met a girl and we're chatting or whatever. And I can remember some conversations where I've had with girls where it's gone on for hours, but it's mostly just us talking and me being witty and her like being amused or saying something or whatever, or me asking about her life and her just talking for an extended period of time without me.
Well, it's most women.
Yeah. Which is fine. Like that's
you just accept that. Yeah.
Then and so I don't expect necessarily a woman to be funny, but if they're able to, and the thing is, we're not going to do a level like I'm not going to like if she came to me and said I have stage 4 cancer, I'm not going to be like it's hilarious. Okay, I'm not.
But with me, you guys all find that really fucking funny. I bet
it was very funny. Yeah. But we didn't sit. You were there for 5 days. We saw you for like 2 hours.
Total.
Yeah, most of that was during the broadcast. That was during the broadcast that we did.
Yeah, no shit.
No, Vince, what's your favorite liquor? You can get me some rum. I'll get you some rum. All right. Well, I'm gonna drink most of it, by the way.
Are we still going on? Can we go back to this very important point that TJ was inevitably going to get around to in 3.5 decades?
The point is like how much has been lost. That like look at what a lot of guys like. What is a realistic expectation for a 20-year-old man dating today? What do they have what's a realistic expectation for them to have? Compare that to what a man could reasonably expect from a girl from 1940. There's a reason for them to be depressed about that. And so
yes,
there's different options for you in that case. So a lot of guys who are not necessarily sympathetic to them, I'd say, yeah, that depends on what you are expecting. And some guys were hoping for a little bit more than just, come naked and bring beer. Like they were hoping for maybe just a little bit more, like not like wear a dress.
Well, sometimes we're fine with that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes. The thing is like, that's depressing. Like that's it. It's just like there's nothing interesting about the human being.
No,
Like what you're talking about,
yes.
They have nothing interesting to say. I've had good conversations. This is kind of what's frustrating for me. I had good conversations with a lot of girls where we had common interests, whether it was we listened to the same old time radio shows or we liked the same old movies or whatever, but I wasn't attracted to them necessarily for like physically, or like it wasn't a romantic kind of thing. So that's the problem, is like the cute girls don't have to be interesting at all.
What I think you're trying to hit on here is back in the day when resources were more scarce and the government, no, I'm being deadly serious, when the government wasn't just going to pay for every nook, cranny, education, bail you out, daddy government, replace men with it. Women had to not only be physically attractive, and it was easier back then because there wasn't the abundance of food or sugar, all that, but you had to have street smarts of some kind.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, and Rob, maybe you had this idea when you were younger too, but I had this ideal of I know it sounds really geeky, but since we're on the masculine geek, I thought there'd be like this anime cool chick who'd be all geek and technology, who could fire guns and cover my six. And we wouldn't have to, she would just read my mind and like, boom, 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 boom. And I could be free. And relating to another point you're making there, TJ, is if you're a pretty girl, life gets a lot easier for you. So you are never forced to lift your own weights, go up your own hills, and forge your own path, which then decreases, if not outright eliminates, any character development. And so what you're seeing now, and I saw this even on my hikes in Moab, where I would go to the coffee shop, and it was scary.
Yeah.
Again, we're not
Moab
talking sex.
is scary. Moab.
Well, not necessarily Moab. I'm just saying when I'd go to order coffee from the espresso girl, and these girls were particularly attractive, and I might as well have been talking to this can of soda. They were so NPC. Yeah. Well, it was like I had to explain things to them multiple times. And because they've been good looking, so
they were out, and they were out from behind their screen.
Well, whatever they were behind, it doesn't matter. The point is that if you are an attractive young woman, you have life put on God mode, which means you don't develop any skills to actually be good at the game of life. It's like going to the gym and having people lift weights for you while you just hold your hands and it's being pulled up.
What I mean by screen is they're out from behind the internet. They're out in the real world.
Yeah. I mean,
They were like the movie Surrogates, where they're like, and I'd ask them, I like two.
Wait, what was that? What was that? We need a screenshot.
Here's a screenshot. There you go. Right, screenshot. So, and I realized the ugly people have to work hard. That's why ugly women.
No, it's true.
It's 100% true.
It's like the fat chick that's really good at sucking dick. She had to. Right,
she had to. And I love my lawyer to death, but my lawyer is not a comely woman, but she is the sharpest. Razor sharp, and I love because I'll call her up. She's like, "How'd you fuck up now, Clary?" I'm like, "It's good to talk to you, Amy." Her name's not Amy, but I'll say it there.
Yeah, it's Brunhilde.
Has that girl dumped your dumb ass yet? It's like, yes, no, she hasn't. Amy, why the fuck not? Jesus Christ, what the fuck do you want? I'm like, God, I love her, but she had to develop that witness.
She's like a guy. She's like a guy. Yeah,
she is like, oh God, she's like a total tomboy.
She's like one of the guys, exactly.
But going to our original point, it was like, I can throw one at her. She'll hit it back with spite and vinegar and hatred with my name written on it. I'm like, God, I love my lawyer. She's like the greatest. Like, she's the older sister that you wish you had. But anytime there's any good looks, it was talking to an NPC. And you are not going to get this 1940s where she's good looking and funny and witty. That just does not happen because it is a mutually exclusive event. If they are pretty, they are not going to develop their intelligence. They are not going to develop their intellect.
There's no incentive to.
And there's no incentive.
It goes back to something that you said back in your radio days. It's easier to make a fat girl hot than a cute girl.
A hot girl nice. Yes.
Girl nice. Yes.
Right.
And there were a couple of girls I knew who were it's the same thing. But I do want to add if you watch the movie The Maltese Falcon with Humphrey Bogart, his secretary, right?
Yeah.
She's not like the prettiest girl in the world, but she's
lighting cigarettes for him.
She's lighting his cigarettes. She's rolling his cigarettes. She's, giving all this. And he's just like, you're an angel, darling.
Yeah.
You're an angel. That's good. That's a good girl. Like he's flirting with his secretary, who he's not even, I'm assuming he's not hooking up with her because he's hooking up with his partner's wife, which
it's a great movie.
I was watching, I was like, damn, like I would love to go to the office every day if I had a secretary that I could
just rolling your cigarettes for you. Yeah.
Yeah. She's sitting on my desk, showing off her legs.
B. Jack Rose is correct. He says, honestly, who cares if she's smart? I don't care about her degree, certificates, etc. Now, this is true. Guys fundamentally don't give a shit about that. That's icing on that'll keep a woman for whatever time you want. And that'll plus or minus the whether or not the hot count, like if she's a 5, her personality and intelligence might bump her up to a 6, whether she's kind, takes care of you, whatnot, or lower that. But that's very true. It's very true.
I just think back in the day, you would have had a gal that would feed you ammo. Back in the day, she's like, here's your ammo, go. And but now it's not going to happen.
We're not talking about intelligence or education or her that kind of intelligence. We're talking more about her, like some basic street smart wit where she has charm, right? Mm-hmm. And that you don't go to collage for. You don't even have to go to like some dumb school. You go and experience life and realize that even if you're relatively pretty, there are other pretty girls out there. Imagine being in a city where there are attractive, like in your little hometown, you were a 9, then you go to the big city and you're a 7, a gentleman 7, right? Like you have to compete. It's all economics, right? Like it sounds sad, but it is economics. You have to compete. So you can't just rely on your looks anymore. You've got to, behave or whatever. And so, and again, the expectations have just dropped down to the bare, like we're talking the bare minimum of like, is she going to murder me? Like that's going to be the next step. Like,
TJ's new standards. Is she going to murder me?
No, that's going to be the next step for the stuff that I hear from particularly the boomer generation, but that they say about, what men should expect. And it's kind of like you don't have a say because you have no control, and you will eat whatever we serve you. It's like, no, I'm gonna go to a different restaurant, And I'm not saying like, and what I mean by that is, the assumption is you will accept whatever you will accept the women that the generation has produced.
Well, you have to.
Well,
that is the market. I mean, you could go ghost. There's certainly that, but yeah.
But the problem is you can't talk about that because then there's like all the virgin towels show up and be like, hey, let's go complain about women for the rest of our lives. It's like, yeah, no, I'm going to learn Morse code. I'm going to learn how to, put together my own rifle and, work on my house.
With that flag over there you got going on.
You are such a jackass. I'm replacing that with a whiskey.
No, I know. I'm just giving you a joke. That's fine. You can have the Crusader flag. You're just anti-Muslim. That's all. You just want to.
Yeah, I like my bacon. I like your bacon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I like the damn bacon.
Get a room, you two. God, you.
What? Let me ask the older gentleman in this outfit because TJ just came off the assembly line a couple years ago. Do you think? And TJ, I want your opinion though on this too, but. His Girl Friday, Maltese Falcon, cigarette rolling secretary girl. Do you think that indicated that women were at that one time that like, I got you 6, hey buddy, they were like that back in the day, or was that just a fiction of Hollywood as well? Because I think
that was a fiction.
You think that was a fiction?
I do.
Okay.
It was a slight exaggeration. I mean, it existed, but it was a bit of, Rob is right. It's a bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah, that's why I guess
just like the shit is now on movies. Yeah.
Wait, are you saying Gwyneth Paltrow can't pilot her own Iron Man suit?
No, yeah, absolutely not.
So I do want to say something. Yes, I think his Girl Friday was probably an exaggeration. At the same time, I've talked to a number of greatest generation. I've interviewed several World War II veterans and some guys who are from the greatest generation and their wives. The stuff that they tell me about the dating environment back then it's almost as if it's on you could have crash landed on a different planet.
Well, the social norms and the what you were like allowed to do and not allowed to do, especially with religion, it was amazing. If you go back and read David Lodge, I forget the name of one of the books, but it goes actually into that, the whole dating and religion and what you could do and wouldn't do and why you got married just so you could fucking have sex. There were people getting into relationships so they could have sex.
Is like what was considered expected of a man.
Well, there were roles that there were roles that were like, well, the woman did this and the man did that.
What's considered borderline illegal sexual harassment, predatory behavior was what a man was expected to do with a girl. Like, you saw a girl you liked, it was expected, like, don't be a sissy. Go up and talk.
No, you're right. No, you're right. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it. Once we deinstitutionalized asylums, the shit went down the hill.
I'll drink to that.
Now they're all on. It's raise a glass. Now they're all on fucking social media, and the problem is we're catering to these mentally ill fucktards.
Yes,
fucking getting tired as fucking seeing it.
Yeah, guys. Here's the takeaway from what's going on. The nuts are genuinely running the nut house because they're the loudest and the most insane, and we can't lock them up. Right? They're like Hillary Clinton. We can't, for whatever reason.
Have you taken a look at the Democratic Socialist Party?
Oh, they're crazy. They're mental. They are mentally ill.
They are. They are. It's like if you went to Bedlam, looking down on when they used to have all the people up in the gallery looking, they would pay to watch the crazy people scream and yell and claw at each other. This is the Democratic Socialist Convention. It's unfucking believable. They're all socially inept. They're retarded. They can't talk correctly.
You have to use their made up pronouns, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking unbelievable.
They are insane, but our society obeys them.
Well, that's the problem, because they're afraid of the legal backlash, that virtue signaling bullshit, and then having bad press put on them. Right.
I'd say that there's different kinds of mental illness. There's overt and explicit.
Well, yes.
Well, right, but there's when someone watches.
Aaron's got a gay hand.
He's gonna go do his 4-hour nap.
He's got to call. He's talking with his wife.
Hey, honey, just wanted to call you to let you know I got a cancer. Yeah.
Gotta get permission to continue
is it okay if I talk to my buddies on Masculine Geek for another half hour? Yeah. Yes. I'll pick up a gallon of milk at the store. Yes. Anything for you. Yes. Okay. I gotta go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I love you too. I know. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Yes, I love you. Okay. Okay.
Aaron, if you can hear, we love you.
No, it's true, and so, this is why I'm a little bit more sympathetic to my millennial, the men in my generation, because I think that I'm not saying that they were the first, but they got just the business end of the mental illness from people above them and in charge and with authority. You have mentally ill people dictating to them what is socially acceptable behavior towards each other.
Is that the book you wrote?
This is the book I wrote. I want TJ to finish his thought, though. I'll just hold this up in the meantime.
Guys, completely skip chapter 3 of that book. It's the worst chapter you'll ever read. It's 3 pages. Talking about how he takes 4 hours.
Hang on. I helped edit that book. That book is if you wanted to be depressed, but also elated by the time you're done and feel a sense of accomplishment, get that book.
Kind of like Aaron hooking up with a prostitute.
Wow.
Damn.
Let me read chapter 3 because apparently nobody listens. Author's note. Chapter 3 is a very involved, detailed, and lengthy chapter full of charts, data, and
You've been muted.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Keep going. No, keep going. Good.
Am I unmuted?
No, you're not.
You're unmuted. Go ahead. Yeah, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I'm unmuted now.
They can hear you. Yes, you're unmuted.
We can all hear you.
This is only going to take a second. But if you either know that or do not need to be convinced of it, you may consider skipping at least skimming chapter 3. It's an optional chapter. You didn't have to read it.
Why did you write it? It's like one of those silent letters. You know,
because
it's a silent letter. Then don't say it.
You can't say an entire generation is a bunch of fuck ups without proof. But for the expediency of the reader, if you know the millennials are fuck ups, if you're in a
It's what our audience wants. I would blame John Steele and Red Crusader for that one.
Well, they can both go have gay anal sex as far as I'm concerned. My whole point is you can't just accuse an entire generation of being losers without providing evidence. And so I had to fully document and prove the millennials are failures in pretty much every aspect and measure. And that's why it's very thorough. But at the same time, if you know they're fuck ups because, I don't know, safe spaces and pussy soy boys, you could skip it. But it was basically a 76-page chapter of shut the fuck up, you guys are losers. Now, I just want to shut the millennials up. That's all it was.
Right. So
Aaron, I do have a question though. Do you think your target audience was reading the book?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I got some demographic information like based on sales, and it's pretty well. I mean, this won't be a shocker. It's every generation because they're alive. It's boomers, millennials, and Zers. I was hoping more Zers would read it to save their lives, frankly. Like, hey, did you see that guy that stepped on the landmine in front of you? Maybe you don't do that, huh? But Zers are young kids. They don't want to read. They don't want to hear about economics.
No, they want a TikTok. That's what
they want. A TikTok, right? So I mean, it's going to be a repeat. But I think everybody hates each other so much. Everyone hates the boomers. So everyone's reading about the chapters and jizz in their shorts because there's like 7 chapters destroying the boomers, and then the rest of it is destroying the millennials. Everyone hates the millennials, and then it's like, well, here's what we can learn from it. So yeah, it's. Ideally, it would be Gen Z in future. Like, holy shit, let's not do this again. But yeah, fuck them. They're not going to listen.
Well,
so
yeah, Cappy, you don't write a book to get to Gen Z. You do some TikTok videos and go to Snapchat.
Right, I know.
And do a gay hand.
Do a gay hand.
Throwing a gay hand. You're good. Yeah, the gay hand.
So I think Bull Rush has a good idea right there.
What's that?
There you go. Read your book on TikTok.
God, I'm writing that down.
No, and your gay hand.
Bull Rush is right. Go ahead. I'm going to put this on my.
So I will say this though, going off of what Vince said about dismantling the asylums. I think the rate of mental illness, is much higher than anything that's being shown, and I think that a lot of millennial boys and men were raised by mentally ill, or they had some mental illness. The parents, and that explains why they're so screwed up. Is because look, they say a poor craftsman blames his tools. Well, a crappy farmer blames his crops for a bad harvest, right? As opposed to just saying, well, did you actually thin or do any kind of like maintenance or tending to your the rows. Like, what did you do? It's like, no, they didn't do anything. So if anything, they tossed like poison on it and tried to kill the crops, and then they're like, oh, our crops aren't growing. It's like, if you were trying to destroy the crops, you couldn't have done anything differently in a lot of ways. So I mean, it doesn't change the reality of things. I think for men who are trying to do dating today, it's have a realistic attitude if you're going to pursue it, because that way you won't be disappointed. And you're going to have to find something to compensate or make up for what the girl will not provide. Like, you're not going to find that in one girl. I mean, that's kind of a weird way of putting it, but you're not going to find, there may be I don't know. Maybe you might find a girl she's not the prettiest girl in the world, but she's funny, and she's not like ugly. You're not repulsed. And then maybe there's a girl who you see who's really pretty, but she's about as interesting as a pet rock. Like, something like that. I don't know. Like, it's either that, or you just get out of the dating and say, yeah, I'm done. Like it's
garbage in, garbage out. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Right.
Whether it's dating, whether it's politics.
And once you make the decision, like, it's over. Like, if you keep talking about it, you clearly haven't moved on from that situation. You're still stuck in it because you want things to change. In deep down, you want things to change, that's fine. Like, what happened to Kepi?
What the fuck is going on over there? Where are you?
It's Boomer Tech. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, guy. Boomertech.com.
Did your girlfriend pull out the plug? You've been talking to those guys for way too long. I'm just kidding. He's got his.
His wife is one number. Here's hang on.
He's number one.
I'm not going to say names. His wife is number one, very attractive. Amazonian, taller than him. Number three. I know. No, well, it kind of is. So she can she needs that so she can beat him. Number three, she makes really good cookies.
She does.
So,
that's true.
And she tolerates his ass.
Yeah. She tolerates his dumb ass. Yeah.
I'm reminded of that by everybody I know. Yes, I'm aware of.
Aaron, where you sent me that photo? Where you were in Vegas? Like, was that like a cafe? That was a cafe.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, we went to visit Baldoni. He lives in a town called Summerlin, which is on the other side of Vegas. I'm over in Henderson, where the Southern Command is. And then Baldoni lives in Summerlin, which is like the hoity-toity with the oopty-loopty and the fancy schmancy. And there's this place called Tivoli Square, where one of my favorite cigar lounges is. And there's this cafe called Cafe Leone, and you just sit there, and it's like this Italian village. And so it's if you guys ever come there, we are definitely going there.
Sure.
Because that's where the old men hang out. Like,
nice.
We'll drop TJ off at the strip so you can get the girls. But old
TJ off at
the Cosmopolitan or whatever. We'll just go have coffee. Yeah. But it's that's where we were. Very, very nice area.
Nice. Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
Yep.
God. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my girlfriend. See. Yeah, it's been 15 minutes since I talked to her last time.
15 minutes. It was longer than that.
Yeah,
you stopped in the middle. You stopped in the middle of one of our podcasts to take her call
because she was about to go to bed. Why am I getting fucking guff for like being nice? This guy's an asshole.
We're saying that
just a glint, like this way 10 billion astronomical units away. A star fights, and it's a little bit of a gleam of humanity. Like attack,
Do that again.
It's the world's best violin. Jeffy, first of all, we're giving you as much crap as possible because you know what happens if I ever, end up in the same situation. I fully expect to get just pummeled with a barrage of grief the way you are right now.
I can't help it that I've seen a pussy in the past week, unlike you, Hanyakers. Okay?
Yeah, but
I can't help it. I actually like my girl. There's a difference between love and like. I actually like her. Like, hey, what's going
in his
on
lap right now? Rob's
no,
got
she's
a pussy
not.
in his lap.
No. And because like different time zones, if you guys ever traveled to different time zones and visited your friends, maybe you know about different time zones, but she goes to bed at a certain hour. And so would you go like, I better take this call? What?
Well, the times, it was earlier where she was than it was where we were. What the fuck are you talking about?
I probably took it
for a reason.
It was
3-hour time difference. She wasn't going to bed.
Well, maybe she was calling that day. I don't know. I wasn't
Stop making up excuses.
Listen, there's nothing wrong.
I'm taking notes for the day I get a girlfriend or a wife.
That's not gonna happen, TJ. So just give it
up. Anyways, I'm gonna either have to like hide her from you, never talk about her, and like why don't you want me to ever be on Instagram or your Instagram photos? Well, come up with an excuse, or I just have to expect that I'm going to get the same amount of grief as you. So I'm getting it. We're having our fun while it lasts before they start, dividing. It's a monopoly.
I hate to inform you of this, DJ, and I'm in my true Aaron Clary fashion and being deadly serious about this. It is very unlikely, by no fault of your own. That's a key premise it is not your fault. You are not going to find a girl. You're just not. You're not. They're shit. It is fucking bacteria on dog shit after fish eat the dog shit it out, and then piss it out, and it's at the bottom. That is what is available to you. There is shit out there. And if you want to date a slightly attractive gal, good fucking luck. I mean, I feel so bad for you and your generation of men who are like actually honest and kind of made something. I mean, look at you. I really hate paying people compliments, especially TJ, but you got your own fucking house. You're self-employed. I mean, you are an accomplished man. There is no woman worth you, even with your Dapper Dan gay hair product that you put in your hair with gleaming all gay like in the sunlight there. You're just not going to find it.
Gay in the sunlight.
I mean, what are you gonna find?
That's the title of your next novel.
Gay in the sunlight.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You're not gonna find it. So give it up. It ain't gonna happen. Like, oh, maybe there you go. That's your best friend right now. Really, that's your best friend. I won't drink it all tonight, but that's your best friend.
It's been known to happen.
But just give it up. I hate to sound so defeatist, but why waste your energy and time?
See, that's the thing is like, I'm not saying I've given up, but I'm just not. Well, no, what I'm saying is I'm not participating in the dating market right now just because I don't like the terms of engagement. Saying if you're gonna date, these are the rules, or if you're gonna do whatever they want to call it now. Netflix and show, whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't have time for that stuff, and I don't want to tolerate that kind of crap. I've had enough of that. But what I'm saying, what I am holding out for, possibly, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the circumstances can change. Opportunities change, things change. So I haven't given up, and what I'm not going to do is sit there and bitch about it like a lot of these other guys and not do something else with my life. Like, one, it's not changing. It's not making me a better man. It's not adding value to me as a potential, guy that a girl might be interested in. Like, this is why I just got my motorcycle permit. And
I was going to mention that it's good to see you guys all get, finally one of these days, you guys might join me and Rob in our superiority.
That's right.
Oh, Vince has got a motorcycle.
He's got a play school motorcycle.
I've been riding for over a year. That's all right. You got to start out somewhere. Aaron, what was your first bike? A tricycle?
First, yeah, it was obviously. Yeah. I mean, like back in my first motorcycle was a Ninja 250, which is one of the greatest bikes ever made.
Oh, you have a little race rocket.
Yep, 58 miles a gallon. It was perfect for a starter bike. It was great. Easy to work on. Very easy to work on.
Oh, I'm sure. No, that's what this one fell into my lap and it was cheap as fuck with 350 miles on it for a 2011. Of course, it's a great first bike.
Me busting your balls. That is a very nice bike that you have because I rode it and it's a perfect bike, even to keep long term. It's a starter bike.
Oh, I'm still keeping it. Yeah,
keep it.
Yeah.
Unlike Rob, who has like 14 Harleys in his fleet, you know.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your
Harleys. I have Indians. What are you talking about? Harleys is fucking common.
I stand corrected. I know this is very sensitive to the old boomer community. I got an Indian, not a Harley. Right. I got another piece of American shit that breaks down and is $300 for a part.
Well, I've never had an issue with my Indian.
You know why? Because it's made by Polaris and it's actually a good engine.
No, you're right.
Shit. Yeah, no, that's a good bike. I'm just giving you a guff, but you know, Sturgis is going on. They're not canceling it.
Really?
Oh, good for of course they're not canceling it.
So I was at my motorcycle class, and
how long is this story going to be? You guys guess.
It's going to be brief.
My left lower hanging nut. It's going to be brief, but go on, TJ. Humor us. Anyway.
Aaron has a testicle. Aaron has a testicle that hasn't descended. That hasn't descended yet, so it's a non-descending testicle.
Lefty and righty.
Yes. Which side? Which side though?
The left is lower than the right. Actually,
left is low. Okay.
No, the right actually is lower than the left. Never mind. I thought of it. One does hang low, sweet chariot. It actually does.
Guy can't even count his own balls twice and get the same.
I can count my balls. It's just I had to figure out which one was lower than the other. Go on,
Swing
TJ. You're about
sweet chariot.
TJ's gonna talk his ass off. All right, go, TJ.
My motorcycle instructor was talking about the Sturgis and said it's one of the last wild things in America that the government lets you do.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
what a long story.
Well, wait, hang on now for a second. This is serious. If we all got motorcycles and TJ, you got your permit, you should be able to ride the Sturgis. Rob, it's straight off east to you, right? You just hook up on
just get on I-80 and go
80. Yeah.
I have to go west. I have to go west.
Yeah, you might. Vince would have to ride
road right now.
Right.
On a bike.
Well, wait, what can't you do there, TJ?
The reason I'm not comfortable, like, dude, I
rent a bike.
A couple of hours on a bike. I'm still trying to do the clutch transition stuff. I gotta practice.
He's got to find his proper friction zone.
Yeah, I gotta find the friction.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, Sturgis is 3 months away. 2.5.
Well, then I got to.
Yeah, it's about 2.5.
So this is okay. Let's talk about a geek thing really quickly that's never been really addressed. We talked about it on Monday.
Your sex life.
What does that have to do with bikes?
Never mind. It was never discussed before. We're going.
Sorry. That was a Freudian slip. Anyways, so I want to practice on my. I haven't decided if I want to like.
You do
how
need
far
practice,
I want to go with this, right? So I want to practice more, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on a bike and then decide, this just isn't really my thing.
Not for you, yeah.
It probably is.
It is.
It is.
Well,
I don't want to. My point is, I don't want to spend a lot of money to find that out, right? I'd rather.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
I think
you're speaking. You're tweeting and talking to this choir.
TJ, just me, but. Your first bike is whatever your first bike is going to be. I took a crotch rocket from Wyoming down to Phoenix and back, and it sucked. But I did it because that was the bike I had. And I think you and Rube should absolutely get whatever bike you want. I'll tell you right now, you're going to want a mid-size cruiser bike, like a Sabre, a Shadow, which is a variation of Sabre. I think, or kind of a standard cafe racer like Vince has. And just drive it out there. And I think you'll be, as long as it's not a crotch rocket, I think it'll be reasonably comfortable for you. But now that, TJ's about to get his license, Rurb and I got it, and then Vince, you got yours, we should all do Sturgis.
Sure.
Yeah. I won't have a house by then. Maybe I'll have a piece of land we can
have some dirt.
Small piece of land about this wide.
Yeah, we'll set up some teepees and But we could all do Sturgis because it's going on. And
will your wife make us cookies?
She probably won't be there.
What the fuck? Well, send them with you. Put them in your backpack.
Yeah, put them in my backpack. And
Jesus
actually, for
Christ.
once, I'd have the easy ride. Well, wait. Rob, how long is Rapid City from you?
I don't
8
know.
hours, 9?
Oh, it's probably more than that.
Maybe I do have the short ride. Hang on, let me take a look here.
Take a look for all
I
this.
know for me,
Aaron, look that up.
fuck, it's easy 8-9 hours to go from here just to Casper.
Oh, yeah. Then, you got a longer.
It's a longer ride. It's probably
you got
16
10 and a half hours. Yep, 10 and a half hours.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go through Casper too. No,
Yep.
no.
What is it for me?
Oh God, 13.
Okay.
No, I'd say 18 or 19.
Easy.
18,
Yeah.
19? Oof.
Were you
Non-stop.
Hoboken?
No, South Jersey. Just type in Philadelphia
Philadelphia,
because I'm close to Philadelphia.
PA to Rapid City. I think it's gonna be 18 miles or 18 hours.
18
25.
25.
What?
Yeah,
I'll
you
fly
got
in.
long-
I'll fly in and rent a bike. What to get
There
the
you
fuck
go.
out of here?
Yeah, you're gonna
Seriously.
fly in during Sturgis and rent a bike. How many thousands of dollars do you want to spend?
That's all right. I've got it to spend. It's cool.
Okay, all right. Well, that's
Wow.
So there you go.
Hey, I gotta rub one out. Gotta rub you out. See, hand me my jacket.
Well, Carl says 14 hours. So someone's lying.
no, it's more
Maybe
than 14.
Carl means that it's 14 from where he's at.
you know.
Carl is like 20 minutes from me.
Oh, is he?
No, it's more than
Yeah.
14. Because I remember, Vince, when I drove out to the East Coast, that was like a 2-day trip. I stopped
Yeah,
to visit.
yeah, no, I know.
No.
Yeah, I'm
I
just-
visited
I'm just-
Glorious Carl in Cincinnati, and then I made my way.
I should have bought one of his hats when I had a chance.
No, you could have, yeah. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's 25 hours. So you stop over in the Twin Cities. We could ride over together if you wanted.
Sure. I'm getting a different bike in a couple months. Or actually, next month. So
What are you getting?
probably an Indian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and runner up is a Kawasaki Vulcan.
That's a good
That's
choice.
a big bike.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
It's comfy, but it's a big bike.
Yeah,
It is.
TJ,
Shut up,
what do
Mom.
you got? What do you have, a Schwinn or do you got a Trek? What kind of bike do you have?
Fucking Schwinn.
I have the bike that your girlfriend made you get rid of.
Oh,
Oh wow, that was mildly funny. That's
Still
mildly
doesn't
funny.
beat Schwinn.
That's true. too.
How many times do you have to learn? Like
I love you guys.
I'm there. You know, you're like, oh, yeah.
Just mowing you down.
We will no. This is because if you guys do want to do Sturgis, let me know because I would totally hop
Actually,
on my bike.
when is it?
It is the last week of August. Hang on, let me take a look.
Yeah,
And
I
if
gotta
you want to,
time too.
here's the thing. If you want my honest opinion, we probably don't want to do Sturgis itself.
No,
Because it's
God,
just-
No, let's meet up somewhere else, like in between.
No. Okay. Why? What are we gonna do? Meet in Eau Claire, Wisconsin? What? No,
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
meet in-
Fucking think of something. You're the reconnaissance man.
You go
over
to
here.
no, you have to go to Black Hills because that's where Mount Rushmore. Like, there's a reason everybody goes there. It's the
the
best
rally
motorcycle
dates
ride.
for Sturgis itself is August 7th through the 16th.
Okay, so we
I'm
either,
actually on Sturgis.com right now.
all right, so we either come 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, because there's still going to be a fair amount of motorcycles, still going to be fun, still great weather, but
Right.
you're not going to have the zoo of all these geriatric banker boomer bicycle or motorcycle riders. That's the problem with the Sturgis rally is it's too old. The motorcycle riders don't know how to drive.
too
Only
old.
10% of them are like
Well, a lot
legit
of
motorcycle-
them truck their.
Yeah, they trailer their fucking
they
bikes
trailer
up.
their- and then they ride around like they just came in off the road.
Can I tell you a story from 13 years ago?
You're gonna be brief.
I will be brief. So I
Okay,
actually
and-
went to Sturgis on my Ninja 250s. First time I ever been to Sturgis.
Did
I
you
was
get
like-
laughed at?
No, they don't care because it's all old
Oh, okay.
people. I mean, this is like 10 years
Yeah.
later. They're even going to be older now. But
Gotcha.
so I parked my bike and I'm walking downtown. I had been to Sturgis before. It's just basically a bunch of bars and restaurants. That's all. And it's fine. It's a good time. But back then they didn't have as many digital odometers. and you could look at the mileage, and you could just tell these bikes are like sparkling clean. I mean, they're just beautifully clean. And the number of bikes that had less than 1,000 miles on them was shocking. Just shocking. Then you come up some old battered up, like an Indian that Rob would be riding or something. You're like, oh yeah, like there's 8,000 miles. It's got dirt and everything on it. But this is, you can tell. So if we all rode our bikes, you rode it, you didn't try. There's even a patch for it. Like I drove mine.
Yeah,
and
I rode mine.
Really?
Yeah, mine. Yeah,
I didn't trailer mine. Yep, and that's 100% legit because you get these pussies from Chicago or Minneapolis or Denver, and they, who's one of the more badass motorcycle groups? Not a gang, but motorcycle groups. It's the Mexicans. There's a Mexican group. They always ride up. They ride all the fucking way from Mexico.
Oh shit!
And they drive all the way, and that's legit. But then you got Thaddeus McStevenson the third, when and they stay in some fancy mansion up in the hills or whatever.
We'll just pack a fucking backpack tent and you're good.
That's all you do. You strap your backpack on with some tools and you're set to go. But it's the rally itself is a bit, you're not going to have a lot of fun. You're just dealing with traffic. That's all you're doing. You're dealing with
in traffic for most of it.
Right. Yeah. You have 700,000 plus people in an area that only is really built road-wise.
So would you suggest just having going like the week after?
That's why I said a week after, 2 weeks before or after. You still get the great weather, cheaper hotel prices, way easier riding. I remember going down to Crawford, Nebraska during the Sturgis rally to do some agate hunting and some fossil hunting because it's just a pain in the ass. It's a zoo. So yeah, I recommend we come before or after, and then we get the hell out of Dodge once the rally starts.
Gotcha. All right.
Good. And I'll bring an extra inner tube for TJ switch.
I will bring a little like sidecar with a booster seat.
You remember, Aaron? Remember the flag on the back of your bike with the orange flag that you like on the long whip stick that you'd put?
So people could see it when you're going. Yeah, these are from mopeds.
Tassels on the handlebars.
Right. Put some cards in the spokes and go flip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, machine gun
on a motorcycle. Yeah, sure. I used to do that.
Should we get some cool streamers for TJ's bike? Like gold.
The tassels, yeah.
The tassels, yeah. That'd be
there. You go.
Then we could take them to TJ. I know
take them out for ice cream.
Yeah, I know where all the middle schools are, so maybe we could drop you off. You could hit on girls your age. You could go over there and meet Jessica or Madison, whatever the hell they're naming kids nowadays.
Haley,
yeah. You could. Guys, get yourself a sody pop over at the drive-in.
The sody pop.
A sody pop. The Sonic.
Right there, Foghorn.
Pay attention when I'm talking to you, son.
Oh, I keep pitching them. You keep missing them.
No gloves, son. I keep pitching them to you, and you keep dropping them.
Not paying attention, boy.
Nice kid, but a bit dumb.
That boy's about as sharp as a pound of wet leather.
As a sack of a wet liver.
That kid's so dumb, he thinks a Mexican border pays rent.
Damn. Wow. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah. No, if my house was built, which it should have been by now, we could have.
Well, what's going on?
Well, it's a piece of land right now, but the problem with South Dakota is there's not that many people out there. But a fair amount of Chicago, Minneapolis, Denver people are moving out of their communist shitholes that they're building houses. And so to get the loan for the construction loan to build my house, the bank obviously and logically needs to have the value of the property assessed before they lend on it. So they have to go get an appraiser. Well, appraisers are backlogged about a month out. So that's why a large reason I went out to mow it. I'm like, once a month. So I got to wait for the appraiser. Once the appraiser comes and says, yes, it's worth that much, then the bank will lend me the money, and then I go and finance the builder. So it'll be about a year. So this time next year, hopefully, in theory, I'm moving into a new home and starting to plant vineyards by the time I'm out there. So it'll be interesting.
Nice. All right. Hey, guys, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Vince dropped out. Of course, we had to have that happen. It ain't an episode without Vince crashing his internet. So, yeah.
Is he fidgeting with his nuts? Is that why he kind of bumps
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it, but that's typical. So this is now truly a masculine geek episode. Because that's what we have to have happen.
Aaron's had to call his girl, and Vince has been
internet took a shit. So that's typical. What we could do is we could all just there he is. He's back.
You're back.
No plotting against me.
Yeah, it's not a real episode of Masculine Geek until your shit freezes up and crashes.
Exactly. And it's funny, the last random broadcast we did, it never froze up.
No, not until afterwards, and then it did it while TJ, you and I were talking, and
and then you left me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah.
Dude,
okay,
I had to go to work an elongated amount of time.
What'd you say, TJ?
Elongated.
It was elongated. Yes.
Prolonged. It was a pregnant pause.
It was more than pregnant. It was Yes.
You guys got enough subscribers now, though? You can get like super chats and stuff.
Yeah, Bacon was throwing money at us earlier.
We have, right? Yeah. No, okay.
If you have 1,000 subscribers,
see, look, Amos just threw a couple of bucks.
Hey, is that the guy who's like Asian and Polish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like
so
that.
I was listening to that podcast that you guys were on, and then Steele comes in. It's like, what? You could you're really good at math, but you can't spell your name. I was fucking dying.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fucking shit.
We had John.
Dude,
we had John on for a little bit with Amos. That was funny.
That was the funniest thing I've ever.
And then you saw did you listen to the end with the Auschwitz restaurant?
Yeah, the restaurant. No. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my god! And the interviews. Well, they're translating because obviously they're speaking Taiwanese, Mandarin. I don't know what or Cantonese, whatever they're speaking. I don't understand why everybody's so upset. I had a good time. I'm just like, oh my god, the greatest thing ever.
It was pretty funny. It was so irreverent. It was hysterical.
I sent the link to Vince and Rob. There was this like clothing line that was selling these pajamas that were striped, and they got in trouble because
it was like from like the Gap or some shit, or
and they're like, "Oh, it looks like the Auschwitz clothes."
Yeah, they had to. They I'm sure now whoever bought them, it's worth some money.
Do you know how nice it is not being in that world? Like, let's just say you want some striped pajamas and you have to worry about, oh my God, is it like all these idiots in New York have to like dance around all these eggshells all the time.
Do you remember when people wore pajamas to bed?
I wore pajamas. Well, I don't wear them to bed. I wear them after bed.
Wait. So hold on. You go to bed, and then when you wake up, you put on pajamas.
I put on pajamas.
They're like lounge wear. Shit. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Shit? That doesn't. No, it's perfectly logical. Why is that the dumbest shit you ever heard?
That's just the dumbest shit.
The pajamas are more lounge wear, but it's too hot to go into bed because I got a big comforter. Okay, so I get too hot underneath the covers, and so then I just wear. What now? What's so funny? What am I not getting?
That's just funny.
Why are they out?
I don't know. They both had to take a piss at the same time.
All right. Well, anyway, so I got my pajamas, right? But it's too hot under the covers. So I just go down to the
I'm laughing because I agree with you.
Right. But then when you get up, it's a little chilly.
Yeah. You put on the flannel.
You put on the flannel, and if you watch my podcast this morning, I was in pajamas till like 12:30.
Well, I know because you fucking called me.
Right. Yeah, that too. But
it's okay. So, you're like, I'm still in pajamas.
Yeah, but then I take a shower, and then I put on real clothes. And then, like, if it's a little cold, then maybe I'll put on pajamas before I go to bed. But that's, you don't sleep in your pajamas. That's just kind of weird.
Well, it depends. If it's really fucking cold out, then yeah.
Right. Gets all bunchy in your ass. It's just like,
that is true. No, and the leg too. It rides up on the
leg. Rides up?
Yeah. Yes.
You got to fold the blanket over you. You can't shove your feet down into the blanket.
Exactly,
you got to fold it over. It's just too much of a fucking nightmare.
But at that time, you're awake. And you're like, fuck, I can't go back to sleep.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm laughing because I'm agreeing with you, yeah.
Right. So.
Cappy puts.
I don't sleep naked though. I never understood that. That's like all weird to me.
No, because your balls are flopping around.
Yeah, it's just like
That's
weird, man. Balls are up against my
I agree with
leg.
you. I'll sleep without a shirt, but I have to have my boxer briefs.
I gotta have boxers on, man. Yeah.
Wait,
totally.
you wear boxers?
Yeah. What's wrong with boxers?
Your balls are flopping around anyway.
But they're not flopping around too much. I mean, I don't have boxer. That's like they're too restrictive. Boxer briefs, then there's no flopping. Period.
Well,
I'd rather have more
flopping.
flop than I want more flop than no flop at all.
Right.
So you want some flop in your testes.
Kids, we're talking about.
I'll explain. Let me explain it.
When my balls flopped.
Our balls flopped like there was no tomorrow. My balls are very libertarian. Okay.
So
They don't need to be. What do they need to be slapped up against my leg with some spandex? No, I like a little. I like give. I like aeration.
Okay,
I don't
you
want
get some
sweaty
air flowing.
balls.
And apparently with Juan Cabrera, you triggered someone on Instagram.
What did I do now?
I don't know. You just looked funny.
Cappy, don't act like you're like stunned, bewildered that someone could be offended by you. Oh my God, I'm Cappy. Women are awful. Why is no one sharing this article?
I didn't. When have I ever done that?
Women are a bunch of single mothers are worthless. Why aren't you sharing this on your personal Facebook page?
Share that. Hey guys, we get that Twitter DM. Hey guys, can you share this out? What?
No.
Usually it's witty.
Not once has he shared a Masculine Geek article. No.
You emailed me that. I gotta still share that one, right?
What? Fucking a month ago.
Well, yeah, but I was busy.
Napping and masturbating?
No, I was hiking and doing stuff. But no, I got
have your balls flop around in your fucking underwear.
Have you listened to the latest podcast I've done?
I don't listen to anything you do.
Okay, well, I plugged the Masculine Geek.
Oh, thank you.
Every podcast I do.
In your defense, I know you do that. Yeah.
Hey, Chad, can you hear me? Hey, guys. Sorry.
I don't promote TJ Martinell, but you know, I promote Masculine Geek.
Well, he is part of Masculine Geek.
Oh my gosh, there's some all joking, all seriousness aside. There's a couple of
all
episodes.
joking and seriousness aside. Then what are you going to talk about?
Purely neutral shit. It's going to be NPR.
There was one podcast that you're doing right when the whole COVID-19 thing happened, and you're talking about how everyone was having to deal with their kids now because the schools were closed. The funniest thing I've ever seen.
Which
right?
one?
You're like, bah, public teachers.
I remember that, yeah.
College experience, bah.
All right, so Chest has something to say about Chad Elkins.
No, Chad, but the thing is,
that's
like,
fucking
Cabby
funny.
gets all worked up, and then Chad's like, yeah, like Cabby's like, oh, and Chad's like, yeah, dude, like, you know, he's like providing that emotional.
He's like Harold Ramis from the Ghostbusters.
He's what? Ramis?
Harold Ramis from the Ghost. He's Spengler from the Ghostbusters.
He's providing that emotional stability for you to just bounce off the walls, and you know, he's like, yeah,
Amos is taller than you, Cappy. Aaron.
In all Minnesota. Yeah, he was from Minnesota. I'm kind of curious where he was from. Yeah. So he's really good at math. He can't spell his name, and his white self hates himself and wants to get raped by Somalis if he's living in Minnesota. So there you go.
And he's got 6 million reasons to go to a restaurant in Taiwan.
There you go.
I do want to know where Amos is from, though, because I do remember that on the podcast. He says he was from the Twin Cities. Like, oh yeah, I'm kind of curious where he's from.
I'm glad Masculine Geek is on your queue to listen to while you hike.
It is. No, I got you guys and Black Brigade and Sinlib Soch.
I almost feel bad for busting on you then.
Almost,
but not all. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, and then I do tune into Rob and Jack.
Are those old fuckers? The young. Was it
It's a podcast about a very young man in Europe and his pedophile overlord. You know, I mean, how the American rapes the European boy. You know, what's not to like about that?
Remember that show from the 70s, Chico and the Man?
I'll never get over the fact that I thought
look that up, Chico and the Man.
I'll never get over the fact that I thought Jack was like this 50-year-old Scotsman.
He does sound older, yeah.
He sounded like this 50-year-old Scotsman. And so when I was doing a podcast with him and he showed like his face, I was like, who's your son? Why is your son on my podcast?
It's like Tom Torero. Tom Torero sounds like an 80-year-old Englishman. He's not. He's like in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah. And then he said he was from Holland. I was like, whoa, I completely missed that one.
Yeah, he's younger than you. I think he's the youngest guy of any kind of establishment in the sphere, as it were.
But he's like the voice thing is it's kind of
we're gonna have them all. We're gonna have the three golden voices on in June on Saturday at noon.
What's that? Steele, Jack, and who?
No, actually, John Steele would be good as well. But it's James Streisand, Tim Keefe, and Jack.
Jack.
But John, if you're watching, you've got a good voice too. If you're not doing any kind of voiceover work, you're a huge retard.
Good. You know what? That's a perfect example of like, God damn it, you got a call and go do X. Nobody ever does
exactly.
X.
No,
I
was talking with TJ and Rob about this. Obviously, it's none of my business. You tell me to fuck off, that's fine. But I can see you see this weird potential in people, and you're like, wow, you could see what. Your voice. Right. Go fucking do that. Fuck. God, that pisses me off.
No, you got to let go. You just got to let go, man.
You have to, yeah.
And I know where you guys are along the inevitable path to the black pill and misanthropy.
Don't talk to Rob about the black pill.
No, it's just. I have been so let down, not by leftists, because I understand them. They're like the bear is going to eat people. The mountain lion will hunt children, whatever, because that's their nature. But when I see people on my own side, who, pound the table philosophically about this and that and that and this, and then they never deliver, they never actually do it. That is the biggest defeat. Where it's like
it's a letdown.
It's not all letdown. It's a crippling letdown. Where I'm like, all right, at least I got these guys. And then you find out no one takes action. Much as I bust TJ's balls, you know what TJ has done? He's written some books. They may not be bestsellers, but he's finished them, and they're lengthy and they're good. Vince, you wrote a book. Everyone here, I think, puts forth the effort. But then there's these people who are like, it's all theory, it's all chalkboard, or even just a lack of insight, or like just if you tweak your life just 2 degrees this way, you'd be brilliant. And I've stopped trying to help you. That's why I charge. So I don't care anymore.
Well, it weeds out the people that aren't serious.
Well, even the people who pay aren't serious. I mean, now I do get some emails every once in a while. Hey, you prevented me from majoring in history. I went in engineering, Now I'm making $80,000 a year. So it's great. But it's just, I've, for your own sake, because you don't think it costs you anything. Like, let's say TJ is about to change his oil on his bike. And I know this bike. I say, oh, TJ, you should really prop up your bike on a block and change your oil this way. As minor as that seems to take out of my effort, it still is effort to give TJ that little bit. And then you also have unconsciously, even though you're not aware of it, a vested interest in TJ actually doing that for his own sake. And most people won't do it. And so what I found is you don't even bother. And I won't mention where, but a couple things were really cripplingly depressing to me, where I invested a fair amount of my time and resources and intellect into younger people, and they didn't follow. And then I'm like, it was almost like Anakin Skywalker, like, you were the chosen one. What the fuck? Right. And that, not betrayal, but that letdown really hurts. And so I don't care anymore. John, go do some fucking voice work, please. Like, stop fucking around. Go work for Disney. Make your fucking millions.
Well, he wants to explain. He wants to go. He wants to be brief to us after the show.
And also,
next time we bring you on, you can explain publicly.
Well, knowing John, I can think of a couple of reasons why he would not want to work for Disney.
Well,
no, it has nothing to do with Disney.
He could. All right, at minimum. This is not to pick on John. Okay, I like John.
We are.
But no, I'm using him as an example. Him and he hit Stealing Sturgis. They put that together. I looked forward to it, but there was no consistency. It never. And I'm like, damn it, John, you got this great. Because do a podcast. You could remain anonymous.
You have to be consistent. Yeah,
you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And he would
at least once a week.
He could read from the fucking dictionary and you get 1,000 people with that voice. You know.
Well, it's all you have to do. I mean. I've researched it myself because I used to do voice work for the Lovecraft e-zine. I used to narrate cosmic horror short stories.
I didn't know that.
I did, yeah. I can send you some stuff if you want.
I didn't know that either. But
monsters.
Not only did I not know that, Vince, I don't give a shit. That's it.
You know what, Aaron? I have something for you. So what happens is all you need to do is. Create an account on Audible. Okay, you get some samples. Obviously, it's going to be rough starting out because you don't have any experience. But that's you need to do something to get moving, and that's what a friend of mine did. He's like, oh yeah, that's actually a decent idea. He's got a good voice for this, and he's been doing fairly well. So, and there's no overhead. Practically no overhead, other than making sure you have a good sound room and a good as Rob would say, a good microphone and headphones and a decent area and editing equipment. But and away you go. So, wow. Not to skewer John. It is a mere example. I'm sure John has. No, we're just messing
because he's doing very well. I don't mean to delve into, but he's doing just fine. He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But you can see it, and maybe it's not even like a very good talent or voice that someone like John has. But I've seen young people who had so much potential, and we're all older guys, even TJ, and it's like, hey, don't do this. This is a big mistake. And you could be literally a decade ahead of me. You could be $250,000 ahead of me by the time you're my age. And then when they don't do it, you're like, what the fuck am I here for then? And then you become very hedonistic. You're like, fuck the world. I'm going to fuck it up and I'm going to take advantage of everybody. And then you become me. And then you
enjoy the decline. Yeah. I know we're just good naturedly mischievously busting with John, but I mean, we're not laughing at him. We're laughing near him. No, his voice is great for detective noir.
Yeah,
so
we'll talk. Everybody's been telling me that I got to get John to do some of my detective novels.
Well, like the men who walk alone. I mean, that just fantastic.
Now that you mention it, yeah, John would be a great voice for the detective in that book.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
You wrote a book, TJ?
Several.
Well, hang on. Go ahead, TJ. I'm sorry.
I gotta say, it was depressing. So Cappy came a couple years ago to my house. We're just chatting, and he was like, "So you have your own house, you have a job, you don't have any debts." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're like leagues ahead of all the guys in the master." I was like, "That's depressing." That is like the most depressing thing I've ever heard. Because here I am thinking, I thought everybody else was, living the Playboy Mansion lifestyle.
Oh fuck no.
And, yeah. Aaron, the problem was I assume I don't say things that's not true. I don't say things that I don't mean. I think people can probably figure that out by now. Mm-hmm. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. So, but other people online do that. And so I take it seriously when people are like, "Oh, I'm doing all this stuff." And
you actually thought Rob Bruno had a yacht and a Bentley?
Yeah, when people claim to be something that they're not, it's like, I don't do that, because the problem is when it's called into question, you got to actually produce, right? And so, if somebody were to show up to my house, they're going to see exactly what they see on this podcast, on my podcast. They're going to see exactly what I talk about.
Your dildo collection was amazing, by the way. When I came here, you had your dildo collection.
Yeah, I'm sure your ass.
You were 100% honest about that. That was.
I'm sure your ass appreciated it.
Oh, hey, look what he did, guys. He got one in. Oh, look at that.
That was good.
That was good.
But TJ, wait, were you on the other end of that, TJ, or was that somebody else? Because that's disgusting.
No, but like it's just like, I'm trying to think of what we were kind of getting at. It's
the whole point is authenticity. Like when I visited Rob has a nice little pad. You know, he does have a job. You know, he's not living in the ghetto. I have visited people. I won't mention who. When you visit them, like, wow, you are living in filth and squalor. You are such a lazy fuck. You can't even pick up your own fucking place. Mm-hmm. When we all hung out at Vince's place, you know, I wasn't worried, but you know, Vince had a nice little place on the golf course. Like, damn. Yeah, and there was Mowgli. And TJ, you have a very nice pad. It's wonderful. It's absolutely, and a nice dildo collection on top.
No, it's funny. So dildo thing,
which you sampled extensively.
No, but like I was chatting with Cappy the other day, you know, because he gives me grief about my bachelor pad and whatever. And I was thinking about like I'm thinking of like, you know, I was getting frustrated with some of the things in the house. And he's like, no, dude, you know, it's a bachelor pad. You know, it's the perfect place for guys like you. You don't have to worry about, you know, what the wife thinks or anything like that. Things that would bother other people, but it's utilitarian wise, it's fine. I was like, sometimes you got to get talked back. You got to get talked back down to earth because, you know.
Well, you want to put in a helicopter pad and a jacuzzi and a dildo room and a safe. I'm like, you got a perfectly fine place.
Well, no, like it's just like the house is 100 years old, and
so what?
It was. Well, so it was. I'm just saying, like, I grew up with a perfectionist when it came to house stuff. So anything wrong, it's like that's the standard. So I was like thinking, you know, I wanted to get a new house and
you know what you should do? You and Rob should switch for 2 weeks. And then Rob be like, damn, this is a nice spread. And then you'd be in Rob's place like, oh, this is all a man needs. And then you go back to your place, you'd appreciate it. And then Rob be like, oh yeah, you know.
No, I appreciate my house and I like it. I just, the thing is like, I've heard, you know, I had like that house scare the other. I don't know if we talked about it in the podcast, but
the foundation.
I had this house foundation scare because there were sections of the house where there was little cracks in the ceiling. But I later found out that that's because of just my house is old. It was built gradually. A lot of it was done by amateur. Like the house owner did it, who didn't know what he was doing, and so he didn't do stuff properly. It doesn't affect the integrity of the house. It just, there's these little things that just imperfections that are the result of not having a professional do it, which is fine. Like I had a guy come check the house foundation. They said it was fine and all that kind of stuff. And I've done housework afterwards, but Cappy's like trying to kind of talk me down from freaking out, but like, I'm going to sell the house and just go build a new house or something like that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And look, TJ, here's the thing.
Thanks, John. Appreciate
it. The good thing with TJ, and I know we all give him, we bust his balls here. But, oh God!
Nick shows up for the dildos. You talk about dildos more than gay porn stars every time
Oh my God!
But here's what I think, because TJ is also younger than us. He doesn't realize when he gets older, you get more confidence, and some of your investments pay off. And TJ has nothing to worry about because I'm looking here, you know, Men Who Walk Alone. It's ranked 5,503,776 with one customer review. He's practically guaranteed a pension.
And that review is me. That review was me.
Was it you?
Yeah, go read it, you fuck.
Is it an audio book? Oh no, it's not. Oh well,
Oh my
fuck that
gosh.
then.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We know you don't read. I don't get. You know what? I'm surprised we're
Why?
friends, Aaron, because I don't
Why?
get people that don't read.
I have more important shit to say than to piss away my time reading other
You know what-
dumb shit.
You know what? More
You
important
can
things he
walk
has to
around
say.
with your fucking
Hey,
boxer
hey, hey.
shorts and your balls hanging out.
Here's what Here's the more important things he has to say. Hey, babe. Yeah, I'll be home. I'll be home right away. Yeah. Hey. We're just talking.
Thanks for letting me wander around the
Thanks for letting me go to
Moab
the bar
desert.
for 5 seconds. Yeah. We're doing it.
Hey Rob, how you been? What's going on in Rob's world? Just fuck these two.
Rob's gonna bust on you too. What are you talking about?
No, he's treating me so. You know what's sad is when somebody says nothing like he's my best friend. He hasn't even acknowledged me. It's great. Look at how nice that guy is. He doesn't pick on me because I have stage 4 cancer and might die tomorrow. He's perfectly all right. Look how neutral he is. My God, the greatest guy in the world.
See, this is what I lack.
Shh. I'm looking up Song of Wolfgar. How many billions of dollars has this brought you in? Ranked on Kindle, 1,194,647. Which Ferrari are you gonna get there, TJ? What?
Oh fuck!
Wait until the audiobook finally is approved by Gay Audible.
Stringers is your most established book, correct? That's your oldest one.
Yeah, that's one that came out. So yeah,
I don't want the history. I just
well, no,
it's the
I'm
first
just
book
saying,
you
like,
wrote.
guys, get the at the very least get the Kindle versions. Trust me, I like the people who have reached out to me have said like it anticipated a lot of stuff that's going on right now. I'm really bad at self-promoting myself because I'm not a freaking narcissist like Vince Barack right here.
Vince Brock? Barrick? Vince Barrick? Right here. Yes, thank you. Okay, you guys go ahead. Believe what you want. What's the first, like, what order should we read? It's the Stringers was your first one, right?
The Stringers, then there's the
Redeemers?
The Informers. The Redeemers is the prequel.
All right, so if we want to read this in order, it's Redeemers, Stringers, Informers. No.
Stringers, Informers, then the Redeemers.
But you said the Redeemers were a prequel.
It's a prequel, but you're not going to understand it unless you read the first 2 books.
So this is like Star Wars.
Yes.
Gay. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Oh, it's gay. Oh, you will love it then.
Oh, hang on.
Rob's
By the way,
pussy. Hold up your pussy, Rob.
TJ's best-selling book is
Look
at
at this.
1.8
Look at this
million.
fucking cat. Look
What's
at this
wrong with
cat.
it?
Look at it.
That's the one that gave me
huge.
that gave me pink eye.
What were you rubbing it? What were you rubbing it?
Your face?
No, you don't cap
I heard.
people in.
I heard that your allergies were going off, and then you poo-pooed the idea of a Claritin until it was so bad you had to leave.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I'll take the Claritin now so I can actually drive my motorcycle. I ride.
One, I didn't talk like that. And I had a car. And I think it was winter.
It was January, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little a titch on the cold side.
November? December?
No, it was in
January.
It was in January, I think.
Because I was visiting TJ and I could walk outside in Leavenworth. I got a great picture with a stuffed bear, life-size stuffed bear over in downtown.
I saw
Leavenworth.
that, yeah.
I got a picture of you with Reese.
Oh, I love Reese. Yeah.
I got a picture with you, me, and Reese. Can we upload that to the... Never mind, we can't.
But listen, guys, I got to get going here because my wife is giving me the time signal now.
You should, go rub her feet.
I have to rub her feet.
Yeah, rub her feet.
I did rub her feet earlier today, though.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you have her rub your feet?
Because sometimes, I know this may shock you guys, I do like people. Not you assholes, but I do like some people.
Like maybe 2 people, himself and his girl, apparently.
like Oh wait, am I on now?
Yeah, is that the hand and face motion? Is that your O face?
Dude, you should have seen like my podcast today. I was going over all these articles of all these dipshit mayors and governors. Like, and I'm like doing this the entire time because I'm gonna save the planet. I'm the mayor of Detroit.
I'm gonna hire some jackass off of Fiverr, but pay them a little bit more to go through all of your videos and pull out every time that you do that or make it like a weird.
Right,
exactly.
sure, right, okay.
And then splice it together with music.
Right. Okay. No, you do whatever you want. That's fine with
fantastic.
me. TJ, you see, here's the problem, Vince. You're nowhere near as vicious as TJ. TJ's a nice guy, but the memes TJ unleashes are vicious. They're unreal.
Dude.
I'm like, damn, where did that come from?
It's like him taking alcohol and you see the true form.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like Popeye and spinach. Like, holy shit, don't piss off TJ.
I'm your Huckleberry.
But anyway, I do like people, and I can be nice to people, and I choose to be nice to certain people. I do like my girlfriend. And again, there's a difference between like and love. Love is one thing, but you also have to like that.
There is a difference between love and pussy whip.
Wow. Jesus. And someday, TJ, when you have sex, you'll know what that is. But in the meantime,
well done.
You can leave now, Aaron. That was good. That was
all
perfect.
All right. Anyway, hey, get not my book. How not to become a millennial.
Who wrote that?
I did. I've always been honest about this. I did. Vince bought it off me. He did some editing. He owns the rights. All right, never mind.
Vince.
Okay, fine. And unlike you, he's straight. So he's the straight Vince. He's worthless. There's a book for none of you dipshits. This is for your audience, not you assholes.
I have that one. I don't know why.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Has any of you read this one?
Yes.
No, not yet.
It actually, well, I don't know if you need it, Vince, but it's actually. What else I got?
It might be a good read. It might be funny.
Look at all these great bestsellers I got. Look at all these books I've written.
I have that one too. I have enjoyed The Decline.
Right.
But I have it with a different cover.
Yeah, you got the old one. Look at that fucking sexy motherfucker right there. That's a great one.
Is that your brother? Is that your brother?
No, that's not my brother. No. Here, because I hate black people. There, this one.
I got that one too.
You know what's great about this book?
What's
like
that?
In a week, the cover's good too. But what I really like about, I'm being deadly serious. What I really like about this book, aside from practical and all that, but what I didn't realize, like in 1 week, this will sell more books than any of TJ's books will in 10 years. So.
Jesus, you're harsh, very harsh.
I know.
I like it.
All right, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good one. All right, thanks for having me on.
I already have a good one. I'm looking for a longer one. Enjoy.
All right, bye.
See ya.
Oh, that was pretty funny. I need a refill of my drink. Jesus. Hang on.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't catch, I'm drinking. This is a great gin.
Oh, I almost bought that tonight. I bought the
Dude, this gin. I love the art, like the Art Deco, like 1930s art. But the gin is really smooth, and it's got like these spices in it. So it is good. It cost me freaking. Washington State adds John.
Thanks, Mick. Yeah, the Sal episode was good. I went back and watched it. That was
a good one.
That was fun. We'll have it.
Sal
Siena, the fellow Paisan, the Sicilian, the comic book guy.
Oh yeah.
We'll have him back on again to tell more stories. And I have another writer friend who he is friends with as well, but I've known Pete a little longer. Pete Rawlick, he does cosmic horror, a la Call of Cthulhu, Lovecraftian stuff. So,
yeah. So it's a good.
Check him.
This is a good gin. If you're
I've had that before. Yeah, that is good.
I think didn't I buy this when we were in the Village by the Sea?
You did, yeah. Mm-hmm. Not that bottle, but you bought that, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, it would not have lasted this long.
No, that gin. Yeah, gin. I go through gin pretty quickly.
Zest, I could mix it. I got some ginger ale that I could mix it with, but
That's good too.
the aviation American gin is good enough to where you can drink it by itself.
Yeah, that's the same with the botanist. You can drink
Was the
this.
gin worth the cost? In my area, this bottle will cost $40 because you got to add the tax. Our liquor tax is the highest in the nation. So, as Bacon,
you tell you, crazy.
Yeah, it's like a 40% combined tax.
That's even worse than out here. Good Christ.
What do you have, Rob?
I'm trying to remember, but it's not fucking 40%. I'll tell you what. I think it's like 25, something like that. It's fucking expensive out here because of the sin tax. But I'm telling you what, it ain't PNW fucking insane. Whoa.
No, we have. Well, Idaho doesn't have it, and Oregon doesn't have. Oregon doesn't even have a sales tax. They have an income. So Oregon and Idaho have an income tax. They don't have a sales tax.
Right.
Washington has no income tax, but what it does have is a sales tax. For liquor, it has an excise tax, and then it has a liquor tax.
Yep.
So combined, it's 40% tax.
Damn.
So whatever you pay, you add 40% to that.
To it.
And then you're going to pay that. Yeah. So now what's funny is that there's some like Irish liquor cream, like, Bailey's, like a ripoff Bailey's. You can buy that. It's sold as a wine. You don't have to pay the tax.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes that you can buy that. I remember when I was downing, this was 10 years. I can't believe it was just over 10 years ago. I was visiting a buddy of mine in California. And this was before we changed our liquor laws. Like it was all state run. You could not go buy liquor in a grocery store. You could only go to a government run liquor store.
That's how Utah is.
Yeah. And so we were down in California, and not only could you buy it in a regular grocery store, but the prices were much lower than here. So I'm buying liquor down there, and then we go, I didn't bring it up, but going back up to where I lived, when they switched the laws, they changed the liquor laws, like the taxes, so that the state revenue never changed. So it didn't change anything to privatize liquor in our state as far as prices were concerned, unless you go to Costco. If you go to Costco, then you're gonna get liquor at a much cheaper price. Everywhere else, no. You're gonna pay, if you buy a 14 dollar bottle of whiskey, you're gonna pay probably $7.
Our tax is only 6.6%.
Yeah, ours is combined. It's like 40%.
You guys suck balls.
Yep. They talk about regressive taxes in our state, and it's like, okay, we have the highest liquor taxes, we have the highest cigarette taxes, we have one of the highest gasoline taxes, but they don't ever talk about that. All they ever talk about is the fact that we don't have an income tax. It's like, when they talk about progressive taxes, and they don't ever talk about like getting rid of them, they just talk about what we do with taxes we don't have. I smell a big fat commie rat. That's what I'm going to say.
Commie rats, eh?
Mr. President, I smell a big fat commie rat.
Well, all the other taxes are so fucking high, they figure they keep you drunk. Then you're gonna fucking ignore your property tax, because property tax is fucking insane.
Okay, Utah, I'm looking at it right now. Ours is 4.85%.
That's good.
Yeah,
So
it's actually pretty cheap. That's for the liquor tax that you're dealing with the state liquor store. So it's basically the sales tax is what it is. They don't have an excise tax on top of it. Same with wine.
Oh, okay, good.
Beer has a 41-cent excise tax on top of the 4.85% sales tax.
So we have two separate taxes. We have a liquor sales tax and an excise tax. So combined, they represent, because then they share with the cities, right? Well, combined, it's a 40% tax.
That's almost half of what you're paying for it.
Yeah. So if you buy a bottle, I mean, you got to buy a bottle when they're selling it for like at Safeway at a discount. But I remember I was going to what do they call them? Those army stores, like on base.
Oh, commissary.
Yeah, commissary stores. I was with my cousin. We were going to the commissary store on the base, and I was able to buy. They don't have the taxes there, right?
They do not know.
Yeah, I was able to buy liquor that cost $40 with taxes over in my area for $20 over there. Like I love Frangelico. It's a great liquor.
Oh yeah, it's very tasty.
It's $40.
It's pretty pricey here too.
Yeah, it's $40, and so it's like, that's a lot of money to spend on a bottle of liqueur.
No, it is. Some things are worth it. Some are not.
And yeah, it tastes great in your coffee. I'm not gonna lie, it tastes great just sipping on it. But for $40, it's like you could get a lot of beer for $40. You know, do the math.
True. Math, see?
Yeah, you gotta do the math, see? Or you end up like you're in Clary, see? You know, maybe a bunch of sissies. Not counting up the time that you've called your girlfriend.
It's no lie, though.
You called your girlfriend so many times, you might well call her wife. You know? Yeah. I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I'm stretching and my joint hurts. So, wow. Waiting for the gyms to open back up here in New Jersey.
Hashtag me too.
Unbelievable. We'll make this. We'll have to hang out. I'm gonna get an East Coast meetup rescheduled. It got canceled because of all this bullshit. There's a cool cigar bar and restaurant in North Jersey. I forget the fucking name of it offhand, but I had reserved a room for us. But we'll reschedule that. Maybe we'll do something in Philly. That'll be cool. Gyms. Oh, cool. Joe's down in Tennessee. He's got his gyms open up. Excellent. It's funny how you don't think you would miss it, but you really do. I mean, I've been doing the body weight stuff, you know, the push-ups, the pull-ups, the sit-ups and everything, but tell me, Joe, oh fuck, I know this fucking shit right here is like, it's fucking getting heavy, it's ridiculous, it's hot out now. I want to get a buzz it down this summer, just get rid of it. There's been rumor that New Jersey's supposed to open up in the next week or so we'll see. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, just letting it grow out. I have no choice. I mean, no, that's not true. I could I could cut it myself or have one of my girls do it, but I don't know. Looks like Rob is getting into a little. Rob's hair is insane. That if Rob did not have his do-rag on, we could not. The show.
Yeah, his hair would be like
this show would be shut down.
It would be like a big
white
man.
Big fucking afro.
Right.
Go bald? Well, I'm not going bald, but I will cut it down to a buzz, like probably a 3 or 4 on the clippers on the top, and maybe a 2 or 3 on the sides. I've done that before. That's easy. I mean, as Rob knows, you come out of the shower, you take a washcloth, you wipe your head down, and you're done.
Yep.
It's fucking love it. Don't get me wrong. This is a decent chick. The long hair is a decent chick magnet. Ladies like it, but it's too much of an inconvenience.
Rob Pompadour says.
That's right.
Oh shit.
We gotta get Rob a wig. We'll buy him like 5 wigs and he'll just rotate through them in different.
Make sure you get one that's like down to here, like fucking long.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Maria from Slayer or something.
Yeah. No, you're right, Sass. For riding your motorcycle on the helmet, it's just so much easier. Fucking sweat like a fucking pig. All right, gentlemen, everyone watching, listening later, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. We have 3 minutes. So we have 3 minutes. Does anyone in the chat have any questions they want answered? Free, no charge. Ask us anything. You've got 3 minutes. We'll be brief in our answering. Go ahead and ask us. Crickets. Unless people are typing away furiously. Fuck you, Alec. Alec, next time
I did a goddamn blog post and a video on it. Go watch my channel.
There you go. Hang gliding? No, that is on my list. I also want to do ultralight. I want to learn how to do ultralight flying. Pick one fighter jet to own? I don't know. Paper or plastic?
The A-10 Warthog.
Yeah, there you go. It's funny because they will do maneuvers over the Pine Barrens coming out of Lakewood, New Jersey, and to watch them when they bank, you can see the fucking pilot because they're flying so low over the trees. It's really cool. But yeah, the A-10s are nice.
African or European?
A what?
He's asking the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, and I said African or European.
Nobody gives a shit.
I don't know that.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm watching that movie tonight.
Paper or plastic? I prefer paper. I do not like drinking
Lancelot.
Plastic or eating off
Lancelot.
It's a ground attack.
I'm watching that movie tonight.
It is funny.
It's freaking hilarious.
Look at the bones.
Alec, an A-10 is to a fighter when he's throwing fucking ammunition up your asshole. You'll be thinking twice.
Right, boys, go chop his head off. One rabbit stew coming right up.
I was camping when F-16s were doing maneuvers over the Barrens, and it shook the ground. It was so fucking loud. I had to cover my ears. That fucking hurt. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But there were F-16s doing maneuvers, like flying maybe 200 feet off the ground, if that. A-10,
Joe,
big fat flying American cock.
Social media is getting stupid, Joe. It really is. Well, maybe I'm slow to learn, and I was a lot more patient. Now I'm like angry, and it's like, fuck all this shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh shit! Since you guys have no serious questions and you're fucking around. A-10 Warthogs and F-16s and paper or plastic and you gay kids.
Oh shit!
I love you all. You guys are really great though.
Yeah,
we love everybody. Boxers or briefs. No, boxer briefs. We already discussed this. Boxer brief, the best of both worlds.
Right.
Yes. That's a serious question. Mictobus gets the prize.
That's right.
You wish you fucking homo. I wish what? That you were gay? Not really. Yeah. You're disgusting, you pervert. What do you do when your little sis gets the death news? I don't know. I don't have a sister.
Same here.
No, wouldn't know. Much love to you, Alec. You dirty bat. Next time you come on, you can plug your show because I know you've got a new show, and I listened to a little bit of it. I'm a little tipsy. I listened to a little bit of it. It's really good. Pick one cartoon character that best personifies Cappy.
Oh Christ!
Fuck. Tasmanian Devil.
Well, that's one. Another one would be Gargamel.
Yeah, pretty much. Gargamel, Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Spike Spiegel, personally.
No. He can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
Yosemite Sam, yeah, if he had more faith.
Sam, yeah, you just stupid idiot.
I speak loud, and I carry a bigger stick.
A bigger stick.
I use it too.
Slaps him. I remember that episode. That was good.
Shit.
Fuck. Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, pretty much. And Bullrush is making a pick of Cappy for us. Fantastic.
Excellent.
See, he only has himself. We have us, and we have a secret weapon, TJ, and then we also have other secret weapons like Bullrush and a few other people. John Steele. Everyone making memes of Cappy. So we're good. Aaron's pretty much fucked if he comes after us.
Yeah, he wants to go there. There's a whole line of guys waiting to just say when.
Right. Yeah, say when. I'm your Huckleberry.
Just my game.
That's
All right,
right.
you go to hell. Say when.
Say when.
Watch out. I heard he's fast hand.
Fast hand Cappy.
I'm in my prime.
Not
Hey,
me.
You look it.
You look it. Longer. All right, longer.
Look, it's Donna Ringo. What am I supposed to think of him? I hate him. You don't even know.
Now I know I hate him.
I hate him.
No, I really hate him.
He's an educated man. Now I really.
Really?
Well, Johnny, I forgot you were there. You may go now.
Well, Johnny Ringo, you look like someone just walked right over your grave.
Jules from Pulp Fiction.
I was just messing. I wasn't.
Oh,
And this time, it's legal.
it's legal. My hypocrisy only goes
So far. Poor boy, he was just too high strung.
too high strong.
You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy.
You know, Daisy at all.
There's no normal life. There's just life. That's
right.
true. At the end of that fucking movie,
You're a Daisy if you do.
we're trying to be profound here, TJ, and you're ruining it.
I gotta be heading out here pretty quick, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna say goodnight. So, everyone, once again, thank you for joining us. We may or may not do a random podcast this weekend. We'll see what the climate is like. So, if not, until next week, keep the fires burning. As always, keep moving forward. Check Twitter DM. Is this something Bullrush, is this something you want us to show really fast? I don't see anything on my Twitter DM.
On the Twitter sphere.
Hurry up. You got a few seconds, Bullrush, before we have to go. And yes, the jerk-off hour begins. I don't see it. Bullrush, not yet. Is it something you want us to share? I feel like I'm at a seance. Is there something you want us to say? Can you hear us? Say something. Here we go. Okay. Oh my God. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. Hang on. This is fucking fantastic. Jesus Christ. That is fucking funny. We're tweeting it. Everyone gets here's your everyone. Here's your homework. You will take a screenshot of this now. Ready? Everyone, all 21 of you there, and hit the fucking like button. So, take a screenshot of this. Yes. Take a screen. I can hardly see the pixels. Exactly. Take a screenshot. And I want everyone to tweet this shit out after you do the screenshot and tag Aaron Clary. Okay? When is D&D? We have a lot of things scheduled for June. So Dungeons and Dragons, I'm not sure yet. I'll keep you posted. There'll be an announcement probably sometime this week. Later this week is tomorrow. Tomorrow or Friday. I'll let you guys know. Don't worry, we'll get to it. We're finishing up with Drew, and then Rollo is going to take over as the DM for a little bit. I may even do a couple rounds too. We also have in the works, and this is a shout out to Amos if he's still watching. We're going to be doing one shots here and there of D&D games. So what'll happen is it'll be us three, the DM, and then we'll have 2 guests. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that. Amos has first dibs on that, so there'll be another guest, and then we'll figure out how we're going to add them in. So everyone get their screenshot, and I'm shutting this down. That's pretty funny. Amos, you're not watching, you're just in the chat. What the fuck? Watching is part of the fun, especially when Aaron is on. Mm-hmm. Just add Jurgens. Yeah, Twitter has its uses. I mean, it's a tool like anything else. I don't let it get to me. I occasionally will tweet out something political, but I have a tendency to stay away from that. I just don't care overall. I mean, I'd rather skew more towards the positive than the negative. I don't need too much negative shit in my life.
I just retweeted it, Alex. So that's good.
Nice. All right, I'll go. When we're done here, I'll go check that out and retweet. And a shout out to Bull Rush for providing that lovely double-fisted dildo of Aaron Clary. All right, so everyone. So once again, we want you to enjoy the rest of the week. Stay safe. Keep the fires burning. And let's do a little housekeeping. Rob, where can everyone... actually, do your spiel. You forgot your spiel.
I did it like an hour ago. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm mildly intoxicated, so do it again.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this with the assholes that you enjoy, and share it with assholes you don't enjoy. All that kind of stuff. And you can find me at robsays.net.
There you go. Amos, I'll tell you what to do, and you'll fucking like it. Your turn, TJ.
Go to tjmartinell.com. Click on the book links, buy the books, read the books, review the books. You will like it.
Mm-hmm. You will. And Men Who Walk Alone is very good. TJ, we need to get on the script for that.
We do.
We do. You're too lazy, and I'm tired of it.
Okay, Booma.
Okay, Booma. There we go. And I'm at Masculine Geek. That's where I do most of my essays. I'll be writing some more fiction and some more essays for punchriot.com for Nick August. Two Doms cannot fight. It will tear apart the universe. We'll talk about that later, Amos. You have to be a little bit more forward with your own Dom cred. I've got more than 20 years on you in that regard, so there you go. Anyway, what is that? I saw the interview. Hang on, something in the private chat. Who is this?
That would be me. I gotta go.
All right, you're taking these. We're heading out. So everyone, have a good night. Later.